Kenya's inflation rate rose to 5.1% in May, up from 5% recorded in the month of April this year. This was driven by a rise in commodities prices and transport at 8.1%, while the cost of food and non-alcoholic beverages rose by 6.2%. Data from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics shows that the inflation rate was caused by a, quote, unprecedented spike in higher food, transport and energy costs. Jimmy with the details of how these affected consumers and why traders are expecting an even higher inflation rate in June.
Inflation for the month of May rose after a consistent downward trend since January, driven mainly by increases in transport costs owing to high fuel prices as well as food and housing costs during the period under review. The food and non-alcoholic beverage index increased by 2% between April 2024 and May 2024, while the price of spinach, kale or sukuma wiki, tomatoes, onion and potatoes Irish increased. The price of kale, a staple for many households in the country, rose by 27.7% to retail at 74.9 shillings per kilogram, up from 65.13 shillings in April. While the cost of onions also rose by 67.7%. Tomatoes also saw an increase of 29.7%.
Kama kitunguu tulikuwa tunanunua package 60 ama 70. Saa hii kitunguu package ni 180, 170. Kitunguu iko na bei. Kreti ya nyanya tulikuwa tunanunua na ngiri 5, inalingananga na kreti ile unanunua. Saa hii ni ngiri 13, ngiri 12.
Mboga iko juu. Mboga tunauza ni ya Kisii na ninakuja na bei kali mpaka fair. Kwa hivyo mboga itashuka na hakuna sukuma, hakuna spinach. Wanauza 10 bob kamoja kadogo tumiti 3. Hakuna mboga imeshuka.
On the flip side, however, the price of maize flour sifted, fortified maize flour, maize grain loose and wheat flour white decreased. A 2-kilogram bag of maize flour sifted registered a 28.1% drop in retail price, retailing at 137.7 shillings, while a 2-kilogram bag of maize flour fortified registered a 27.5% drop in price to retail at 155.42 shillings. Irish potato, another staple in the country, also saw an increase in cost, where a kilogram, which retailed at 111 shillings in April, rose to 118 shillings in May.
Utakuta customer wengi ni wale wananunua kasoko, ndio wanafunzi wako nyumba. Customer huangalia quality na price. But kwa saa hii sana customer hawana do, ni kuangalia tu na price ndio inamata.
In housing, water, electricity, gas and other fuels index increased by 1.2% between April 2024 and May 2024, mainly due to the rise in the price of 200 kilowatt-hour and 50 kilowatt-hour of electricity by 6.9% and 5.5% respectively. Now, despite the price of petrol and diesel dropping by 0.5% and 0.7% respectively during the same period, the cost of transport was not reflective, increasing by 0.2% in May. The 100 basis point difference between April inflation and May inflation on paper may seem negligible, but to these traders, it is the difference between an increase in sales or a reduction in their earnings. Jimmy Mbogo, Citizen TV in Rongai, Kajiado County.